Myself, Dr. Abrar Ahmad, Department of Mathematics, Head, JN College, Dhurwa, Ranchi. Today I am going to present a lecture on the group theory for the students of semester 3 and the paper number is C6 and the topic is the group theory. Before I start the group and I give you the concept of group, you must understand what is binary operation. So please I will tell you what is the binary operation. Suppose star is a binary operation and it is a function a is cross a2 goes to a. Let a be the given set and a mapping star a cross a to a is called the binary operation over the set A. In other words, binary operation star on A is a mapping that associates with each ordered pair AB of elements of A uniquely determined element A star B belongs to A. Here it must be noted that every binary operation is obviously closed. Now you understand what is closed operation. What is closed operation? Suppose let E be the set of even integers and the operation is addition. We take two elements A, B belongs to E. Then A plus B, A operation B or A plus B must belong to E. For example, we can say that the set of integers we take 2, number 2. We take the number 6 and we add 2 plus 6 equal to 8. That also comes to under the set of even integers. 2 plus 6 equal to 8, that also belongs to E. Then that means the set E is closed. If we got the operation, we take the operation and the result belongs to the same group, then we say that the operation is closed. Then we say that the operation is closed. Now I hope you understand what is the closed operation. Operation is closed when we take the operation, maybe addition, maybe multiplication, and the result belongs to the same group, then the operation is closed. Now we come to the group. We take any non-empty set. Let us take GB non-empty set and star B any operation. Then we have to satisfy the following four properties. Number 1, closure property. Let G be a non-empty set and take any two elements A, B belongs to G. Then A operation B or A star B must belong to G. We can say that this is a closure property. And or you can say that this is closure law also. Associative property, for every A, B, C belongs to G, A star in bracket B star C equal to A star B in bracket star C. That is called associative property. And for the existence of identity, there exists an element E of G such that A operation E equal to E operation A equal to A for every A belongs to G. This element E is called identity element of group G. Suppose the operation is addition. Then A plus B, yani take any element, suppose 5. Then 5 plus 0 equal to 5. Here 0 is the identity element. Here 0 is the, you understand? Here 0 is the identity element. So in case of addition, 0 is the identity element, and in case of multiplication, 1 is the identity element. If the operation is addition, 0, if the operation is addition, 0 is the identity. If the operation is multiplication, 1 is the identity. Now, inverse property or inverse law, we can say the inverse postulate. For every A belongs to G, there exists A dash belongs to G such that A star A, where star is the operation, maybe addition or multiplication, A star A dash equal to E equal to A dash operation A then A dash is called the inverse of A and also written as A to the power minus 1. Any non-empty set satisfying above four postulates, any non-empty set satisfying closure law, satisfying associative law, satisfying identity, existence of identity, satisfying inverse, existence of inverse or inverse law, then this non-empty set is called a group. I think you understand what is a group. But if you add one more property, that is commutative property, then it is called the abelian group. In case of abelian group, a group is said to be abelian group if G is a group and if A star B equal to B star A, that is a commutative property, then the G is said to be a abelian group. Now remark, semigroup. Let G be a non-empty set and star be the binary operation. Then the non-empty set G together with the binary star operation star, of course you can take in middle bracket G comma star, is called the semigroup if only two properties. Please remember, if only two property, closure and associative law is satisfied. Closure and associative law is satisfied. Now example, set of even integers forms an abelian group under addition. Set of even integers forms an abelian group under addition. I am giving some examples. Set of odd integers is not a group under addition. Set of rational number is an abelian group under addition. Set of non-zero rational numbers forms an abelian group under multiplication. Set of real numbers forms a group under addition, and non-zero real numbers forms a group under multiplication. I give you some preliminary results from the groups that the identity element in a group is unique. Unique, here the unique means one and only one. Identity element is unique. In order to prove that the identity element is unique, we take let G be the group and E be the identity element. Then we have to prove that E is unique. In order to prove E is unique, we suppose that there exist two identity elements, suppose E and E dash. And now if we are able to prove that these two identities E and E dash are nothing but they are same, then we can easily say that identity element in a group is unique. For this, suppose there exist two elements E and E dash. So A E equal to EA equal to A, where E is the identity element of G, and A E dash equal to E dash A equal to A, where E dash is the identity element of G. From 1 and 2, A E equal to A E dash and EA equal to E dash A. Suppose this is equation number 3 and 4. From equation number 3 and 4, we can easily say that E equal to E dash. Now, similarly, we will prove that inverse of an element in a group is unique. Let G be the group and A belongs to G and A inverse be its inverse. Then we have to prove that A inverse is unique, meaning thereby if there exist two inverses, say A inverse and A dash, then we have to prove that A and A dash are nothing but the same. You understand? In the same way, A inverse equal to A inverse A equal to E. Suppose this is equation number 1, and A dash equal to A dash A equal to E. If A dash be the inverse, multiplying A dash in equation 1 on the left, we get A dash and in bracket A inverse equal to A dash E equal to A dash. Suppose this is equation number 3. Now multiplying equation 2 by A inverse on the right side, we get A dash A bracket in, you take in a small bracket, and then A inverse equal to E A inverse equal to A inverse. Suppose this is equation number 4. And by associative law, we know that A dash A inverse in bracket equal to A dash A in bracket A inverse by associative law. So from 3 and 4, it comes that A dash equal to A inverse. Here we can easily say that the inverse is unique because we have taken two inverses, A dash and A inverse, and we have proved that A dash is equal to A inverse, meaning thereby they are same. Thank you.